Like just as, like it's difficult to walk places in America, and if you do, like like I walk, I mean like a lot of places I go around here because like I have like I'm not gonna say a grocery store, but like a bodega, I guess, that has fresh fruit and vegetables and meat and what I mean, like it has like stuff in it, what I mean, that I had to like and go get. So like I walk down there, it's like 2 blocks, right? And then like Chinese spot, it's like a block and a half, right? And then like fucking Turkey Hill where I get my tea is like fucking, I don't know, like a half mile, right? And I walk that. But the bitch is if you walk on a regular basis and it's cold outside, what I mean? Like I put my hood up and I fucking, like I'm all tucked in and shit or whatever, and I'm trying to stay warm. The cops will pull you the fuck over and ask you what you're doing.
That must be some Pennsylvania shit. Like, you can't just be pulled over for walking, right? You usually have to be driving an automobile.
Oh, no. Like, especially like if you're in like a decent neighborhood, not even like, like in, like a fucking, like if you're in a shitty neighborhood, it's not so bad because everybody walks everywhere because everybody's poor, right? But if you're in a decent neighborhood, what I mean, you're walking somewhere, the cops will motherfucking stop you and ask you what you're doing. And people will call the police on you because you're walking. I've had that happen multiple times.
For walking? That's bizarre.
Yeah. Well, they're like, he looks weird. He looks strange. He doesn't look like one of us. You know what I mean? And so, like, you fucking call the cops.
Well, I think a lot of this comes down to zoning, right? Because it's like, okay, if you build like a suburban neighborhood or whatever the fuck, why is it that one of the houses on the corner can't be a shop, Like for zoning related purposes, it all has to be residential. But why not just let one of those houses be like a little shop that people can walk to?
How long have we been talking about this, General?
Like, I mean, for a minute, right? But it's just,
like,
it's
we've
so
been talking
obnoxious.
about this for like 2 years, me and you, right? Personally, right? We've been talking about this shit, I mean, with like other people where it's like, the suburbs are fucking cancer. And the reason why they're cancer is because of the fact that like they literally are just a fucking place to store your shit. Right? They're a fucking they're like a pasteurized version of a fucking village because there is no shops, there's no fucking food being produced, there's no meat, right? There's no fucking there's nothing, there's no fucking items being sold. It's literally just housing. Right? And that's the fucking problem is some of it needs it needs to be a town. It needs to be a village. It shouldn't just be, homes.
I mean, think about how much nicer it would be if, like, let's say they have one of the nice suburban homes at the end of the cul-de-sac, but like you could just walk to the corner and then there's a bodega or a bookstore or a bar or whatever the fuck, some place where there is like community. Like it's gonna be way better. Like, but it's I guess it's zoning rules, right? Like the fucking local governments get into it and they go, no, this was requisitioned for residential only. Yeah, man, those places could be better.
I mean, and on top of that, the other half of that fucking problem is, like it's the fucking the ability of like having deliveries there and shit. Right, so like the people when they build these places, they're building them and selling them on a premise that they'll always go up in value, right? But if you're the person who lives right next door to like the shop or the store or whatever it is, you're gonna have like box trucks and all that type of stuff coming through, right? And there's gonna be like people walking there, and there's gonna be like litter on the fucking ground from motherfuckers throwing candy wrappers out and all that type of stuff, right? And like all of a sudden, then like it invites like robberies, and now like the value of your property goes the fuck down. You know what I mean?
I mean that is
no,
true.
listen, I'm just telling you the mentality, nothing more, right? Like that's the mental that they have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but it's like I don't know. Maybe different types of people prefer different types of things. But it's like I would much rather live a couple houses down from a bodega and just accept a little bit of trash, because having a little bodega or a fucking bar right next to your house is clutch as fuck.
Yo, I lived in this little town called Dolphin, right? Fucking, and it's like a little mountain town, right? But it's like the only way to access it is a highway, okay? But the thing is, inside of this town, I lived like on this little corner in this little fucking third floor walk up apartment. And across it is a pizza shop, right? And right next door to that is a barber shop. Right next door to that is a laundromat. Right next door to that is the fucking the postal service, right? And then down in the corner is the fucking bar, right? And then across the street, catty corner, is like a little store, right? And then like fucking 2 blocks down on the left is a park. And then like fucking if you walk down like 2 blocks and then go to the right 2 blocks and then go to the left a block, right? You're going under a bridge that's gonna take you down to the fucking river. I literally didn't get in my fucking car at one point for like 2 months, right? And I was in the best shape of my fucking life. I walked every fucking where, all the time. I was walking everywhere I fucking went.
See, so to a certain extent, like that, that is kind of why I like living in a city, because, everything is within walking distance. It's like there's a supermarket. It's like 3 blocks away. I just walk over there, carry my groceries back. There's a barbershop. Like everything is right here. Like that is the cool thing about living in a city. I guess you could get the same thing from like a town. I guess, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like that's the whole point, is having a town, right, or a village. Again, like when I was living, like up north, when I was up along the river, like, so I was 3 blocks from the river, right? And I had to cross a 4 or 5 lane highway to get there, which fucking sucked. There wasn't no median in the middle. There was like a turning lane in the middle and then 2 lanes on each side, right? But you could walk right across the street and go fucking fishing, right? Across that, and you can go fishing anytime you want to. Then if you went to the left, like on the main road, there was a convenience store. If you went to the right on the main road, there was a Dollar General and a pizza shop and an ice cream shop and a fucking little restaurant, right? And like I was walking everywhere I went all the fucking time, because there was no point in not walking, right? Because I was close enough to get anywhere I needed to go to. And then there was a park right across the fucking street. Like, this is how you build a village or a town, right? You fucking have businesses in it. And about like, oh God, fucking like 20 years before then, there was literally like fucking grocery stores and shit there, but they all got closed down. Oh, and there was a bookstore and a coffee shop and fucking little fucking hardware store, right? The hardware store was closed down, but like they still did like repairs and stuff, which I did on my own. That was the whole point of having a hardware store. But like, yeah, this is the thing, is this is how towns work. You have all these like little businesses in it, and you're able to go to them and, like get all the shit that you need, and you walk. You don't get in your fucking car.
Those like strip malls, that are like, they're like on the side of like a major roadway. Every single time you see one of those strip malls, there's suburbs behind them, but there's not direct access to the suburbs, right? You actually, like, you could be the house behind, the Quiznos or whatever the fuck, and you have to exit your house, like walk, like 500 feet in one direction, find the turning point, then walk up to the highway, then walk over. Like, there should be a pathway at the very least that goes directly from the strip mall to the suburb behind it. I don't know why it is that they don't construct that sort of thing.
It's because it would cost more, right? So they just build these big brick, fucking facades and then just divvy them up, right? But they have, I've seen this before. Like, when I was a kid, my dad fucking moved to the suburbs at one point. And literally, like, right outside of the suburb was this big-ass strip mall, and it had a restaurant, it had, like, fucking grocery store, it had all this stuff. And if you wanted to get to it, you couldn't just, like, walk across the fucking street, or you couldn't, like, walk, like, directly to it. You had to go, like, out and around the whole way to the front. Same thing in my grandma's house. My grandma, she lives right behind this big-ass strip mall. They got a grocery store and a pizza shop and fucking just all this stuff. It's, like, tons of shit in it, right? And literally, like, when you leave the house, you have to go walk like 2 blocks in the wrong fucking direction to go around the fucking building to be able to get.
That's so obnoxious.
Yeah, it's dumb. Right? I agree. It's fucking stupid. But that's how it is. You know what I mean? If you want to cut in short, like literally it's down, so you have to fucking like climb down a fucking hill. Like no old people can do that. You know what I mean? If you got like a stroller and a kid, you can't do that shit. Like that's fucking almost like it's fucking impossible for a woman to be able to do these type of things. This is fucking like it's stupid. But we're not made as a walking society. Like everything is based on a fucking car. They have a gigantic fucking parking lot. Oh, and by the way, if you're delivering goods there, you're not allowed to park in that parking lot. You know what I mean? Because like it's just for paying customers. You know what I mean? You're not allowed. Like I know, like you're making the place run and you're delivering all the goods that are actually sold there, but you're not allowed to like park there ever. You know what I'm saying? Like most of those places, they literally put up like fucking steel fucking things that are too short for a truck to get under. Right? That way you can't fucking park there overnight. You know what I mean? You only can get into the back and then you have to fucking leave. Because like they don't want you there, you know what I mean, as like the person who actually delivers their goods.
Do you think it's the big car lobby that has like made this happen?
No. It's just all right. We have spent, you know what I mean, 150 years with oil, right? And like anytime we have a problem, we can just throw massive amounts of oil at it. And we just got used to doing that. And so we just built everything around the fact that everybody has a fucking car. Because everybody has to have a car. Like we have unlimited energy, right? What would you do if you had unlimited energy?
Well, you know, I'd probably do things a little bit differently than how we've constructed it. But yeah, I mean, fair enough.
You know, I mean, like I was listening. Oh man, listen, that's what we should listen to too. God damn it, General, you're too. We could skip to like a part where like you would enjoy it. We could probably do that, bro. Like legit. Like something that you're gonna understand.